getting rid of the ego. So for me, this has been something that I think the whole concept of an ego is a lot of times created at a younger age. Like you create this perception of yourself um, that's not real, you know, um, but you're like living with this perception of yourself. It doesn't necessarily align with reality, but in your mind, this is who you are, even though it's not aligning with reality. you know, um, but a lot of times that's created to protect yourself. That's what I've come to realize. That's the whole point of the ego. The ego is created to protect yourself. In most cases where there's you're in survival situations, people have egos. Um, and like I said, it's a false perception of yourself. It's a false image of yourself. And for myself, what I've learned from getting rid of the ego, this false perception of yourself, you're able to see yourself for who you are. You're able to see the ups, the downs, the good, the bad about yourself. And that's something a lot of people, they choose not to go that route. But it is liberating, it's free to understand, like I said, the ego, people use the ego to protect themselves, especially when they're in, from their perspective, in a heated danger of some sort, from their opinion, right? Or they feel attacked, right? People project their ego. And that I said that sometimes can be very, very, very destructive. Um, and I recognize that, um, from getting rid of the ego, you're able to, like, for me, flow. You're able to be who you are. You're able to, be who it is you are, and be able to work with other people. You don't have to. You no longer have to project as if you're like above anyone or you're more than anyone, even less than anyone. You just who you are, and you're able to, um, speak to people, um, in a way that can be connective to who they are. You know, this may not be so. With people who still operate from the ego-based mindset, is they can't necessarily connect with you if you're someone who's gotten rid of their ego, and somebody who speaking to them for who they are, not the image or perception they have of themselves, right? So that's where you have people who want you to lie to them, or so that they can maintain this image, or want you to be on their side, or be this type of thing, so they can maintain this image that they're trying to portray or project. um, to me, it's dead weight. Like, it's a lot more freeing when you can just be who you are, and allow people to either accept it or reject it, and be totally okay with it. You won't, you're not gonna feel any less of yourself. You're not gonna feel any more of yourself. You're still just gonna be who you are, and that to me is one of the benefits and just liberating freedom and peaceful thing of getting rid of the ego. You know what I'm saying? You can be 100% authentically who you are. You can be the person that you are on an internal level. And like I said, that's just not going to connect with people who operate from the ego base. You know what I'm saying? People who are operating from an authentic space, who they are, it's going to resonate. And I'm speaking from experience. I've spoken to people who, operate from the ego base, and they reject my energy. You know what I'm saying? I speak to people who don't operate from the ego space, and they accept it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, like I said, it's a survival mode type of thing, but it's something that, like I said, if you're somebody who who enjoys freedom, enjoys peace, you will understand that carrying an ego is just weight that is just unnecessary. You don't need to carry on that weight. It's just dead weight that you're carrying. You know what I'm saying? The world is so much better when you can just be free and just let yourself be. You know what I'm saying? Versus trying to hide behind certain images and masks and stuff like that. Just my opinion.